What's up, guys? My name is Boo, and in today's video, I'm just going to show you guys some of my Season 4 Fortnite settings and keybinds. I feel like this is a pretty good video, uh, just because a lot of people don't use very optimized settings, and I feel like that's a big problem and why people can't get better at the game. Not saying that you should use these verbatim. I'm just saying that these are a lot of the settings that work best for me, and they work best for a couple of my buddies as well that use the almost exact same keybinds. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. So a lot of this is pretty normal. Obviously, we're going to cap the frame rate, brightness is at 100. I know a lot of people talk about the colorblind and different colorblind settings. I don't personally use any. I feel like if I did, I've used Deuteronome, or however you say that. Deuteronome. I've used that one before. That one's a pretty solid colorblind setting, but I don't use any specifically. Anyways, view distances on Epic. I know a lot of people run theirs on like medium with like high meshes. I do the opposite. I run Epic view distance and low meshes. I've ran that since the beginning of Fortnite and the beginning of me playing it. Rendering mode, I use performance beta. It works pretty well. I really haven't noticed any problem with it. I don't really think that matters as much. Just make sure you have VSync off if you're on PC, man. Please make sure you have VSync off. Going into settings, toggle sprint on, auto open doors. I leave that off. I know a lot of people that use those. For pre-game lobbies where people were in buildings and stuff, I like to leave it off so that I don't walk into a door and open a door that I'm not trying to open if I'm trying to be quiet so I can get a couple early EMs. Mantle activation, I have hold jump. Um, I've also heard a lot about hold to swap pickup, but I've also heard that like pre-game winning chest 50-50s can give you like a little bit of a delay, and that seems to be a pretty big problem. And so I use that. I just turn that off. Uh, let's see, auto pickup weapons. Now, this setting in particular, a lot of people will go into a match with this on, so they win the very first chest 50-50. Then after they've got the weapons, they turn it off. That's pretty smart. I just leave it off because I'm just used to picking up weapons. Preferred item slots. I don't use it. The only thing I use is the auto sort consumables to the right. A lot of people use this. I don't. I think if you are used to that, you can. Um, for controller, I don't see why it'd be a bad thing to use it. For PC though, I don't because if I pick up an AR, I want it in a certain slot anyways. So like pre-game, if I pick up an AR, I don't want it to go into the AR slot for a different keybind because I'm used to using specific keybinds the most, at least. Um, Most of this, it doesn't really matter. These two are gonna have to be on no matter what. Disable pre-edit option, turn that on because when that is off, you edit slower and the range you can edit is also like shorter. I don't know why that is, but I've always leave that on. A lot of this doesn't really matter. I use tap to search. That's something else that I use. Um, Record replays, that's supposed to be off because it just helps your frame rates. Let's see. None of that actually matters. None of that matters. So here's my aiming sensitivity. I use 400 DPI with 1515 and then 5075. It's a pretty high sensitivity. If you guys want to try it out, you definitely can. Like I said, it's not just a super high sensitivity, but it's definitely higher than a lot of people are used to. Um, I don't use controller. Now audio settings, main 100. This is pretty standard. I feel like. Uh, yeah, so that's pretty standard. And, all right, now this is the most important part: your keybinds. So you're probably thinking, well, why do you have, your movement keys off? All right, so like I use uh, double movement, which is like a whole nother software that you can't get banned for. Epic Games has actually allowed it in the game. It's a different software that basically makes it to where when I strafe left and right, I can strafe a little bit harder. and still look a certain direction. If you guys want another video on double movement, let me know. I think it's a great um, software to use, especially for Fortnite. It makes like your side jumps off of ramps a lot easier to hit, and it makes editing. It just makes in general movement a lot easier to master. So jump is space. I've heard people using weird like mouse mouse like scroll wheel for that. I don't do that. Sprint is X. Uh, I crouch with shift. I know that's a little weird because a lot of people use that as sprint, but I use X as sprint, and I use this for shift for crouch because when you like crouch spam or something in game, it makes it a lot easier if your fingers already like just on it, so I don't have to move my finger to crouch at all. Um, Most of this is pretty standard to use. I use this C, so like I know a lot of people use E, which is definitely understandable, but for me, C is easier because my weapon slot one for like my shotgun is E and two is Q. So like my shotgun SMG is just super easy to click on these two. Harvesting tools, left control. This can be really whatever you want. It's just kind of up to you. That's just what I have found that's more comfortable for me. Three is like my AR. I use caps lock. Four and five. So I have a G502 mouse. So the buttons beside my left click. So like the top one is my like would be consumables or like sniper or something, and then this one's my consumables, which is the bottom button beside my left click mouse. Uh, by the way, guys, I 100% recommend getting a G502 mouse. I feel like it's definitely the best mouse when it comes to Fortnite specifically because it has so many buttons and it's just a really comfortable mouse. And I've been using it for going on 5 years now. So, anyways, like I said, crouching is shift. Wall is one of my mouse buttons on my left by my thumb. So is floor and stairs. These are the most important builds, by the way. I definitely recommend you guys build with your mouse and not your keyboard because I feel like you're going to be a lot faster and more efficient if you build that way. Um, like I said, it's up to you, but I definitely recommend that. So if you see these are all kind of just weird uh, keybinds. It's because it's binded to my mouse. So this is like my left thumb mouse button. Like I think it's called mouse button one. This would be my mouse button two, and then this one's the bigger button on the bottom of my to where my thumb is. Uh, Roof I use as tab. Uh, this is also one of those ones you can kind of interchange and put whatever you want. I just have found that tab is more comfortable for me. Um, it keeps me away from using any of my other fingers like that I actually need to use. So I use that one. Trap, I click my mouse button to the side. So that's just easily accessible because like I said, most of my building is done on my mouse except for the exception of the pyramids. Repairs, obviously G. Rotate is R. Building edit is F. I recommend putting this as something very close and very easy to use. All right. Um, so here's a specific one. You see where it says mouse wheel down. This is where things start getting interesting, all right? So mouse wheel down and reset building. Edit is also down. Both of these are down because I can reset a building just looking at it without clicking F. I can reset a wall or a ramp or something just scrolling down on my mouse wheel. And I find that extremely useful. Like I said, crouch again is left shift. Uh, Click the mouse button for ping. Let's see, emotes is B. Don't really ever change that. Cursor mode, which is like my like inventory. I've always used left alt. I've found that to be the most comfortable. And like I said, guys, the main things you want to take away from here is 100% I recommend doing the mouse wheel down or up building edit and reset building edit. I think that's just so important because it makes you reset and edit a lot faster. It's one of those settings that really help when you're building. Um, yeah, other than that, that's about it. Um, if you guys like the video, please subscribe. Comment down below what you play on. You play on keyboard and mouse? You play on controller? If you do play on controller, though, I'm very curious. What controller do you guys find more comfortable, the Xbox or the PlayStation? Because a lot of people say Xbox. I've always thought an Xbox controller is a lot more comfortable. That's just me, but like I said, I haven't played console in so long. But anyways, guys, if you guys want a video on my double movement settings, let me know. That's like I said, that's a big way in how I play is the double movement. So like I said, if you guys want a tutorial on how to get that and what I use specifically, let me know, and I will definitely, definitely try to get that out for you guys. Uh, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of the keybinds. And other than that, guys, I'm out. Peace.